Hey everyone, I'm here to do a book haul today. It was my birthday in April and I've bought quite a few books for myself. April and May is usually a time where I buy quite a few books. My birthday's in April and school gets out in May, and I like to reward myself for making it through the school year with some new additions to my library. We've got 11 on the list. I'm trying to keep it reasonable. Book number 1, my friend got from me, and that is How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. I've heard a lot about this author, but I don't know anything about this book. I know he has, it even says on here, author of The Midnight Library. One of my friends read The Midnight Library and said it kind of messed with their head a little bit. I don't think I'll ever pick that one up, but I did want to really see what his writing is all about. It follows someone who I think is immortal. It says he was alive during for centuries, and he breaks the one cardinal rule for his group, and that is that he falls in love. Book number 2, my sister got for me, and I am so excited. This is S by J.J. Abrams. This is a book that I am excited for, but I have no idea when I'm ever going to get to it because it is a task. It is a book with notes written in the margins, and then notes about those notes, and also more notes. There are clippings, there are pictures, there are inserts. So people say you have to read it multiple times, like 3 or 4 times, to really get the full story. Very excited to finally have this on my shelf. Maybe I'll do a vlog about it when I eventually get to it. I feel like it's gonna take a month of me just reading this book over and over and over again. My dad took me to Barnes & Noble, so these are the books I picked out from that trip. I first picked up this Magic Steeped in Poison because of the cover. This is a purely cover buy. It's just gorgeous, and it does come with artwork on the inside cover. This one follows a girl who unknowingly makes a tea that ends up poisoning her mother. So she has a lot on her plate. She is now trying to save her sister by entering a tea making competition. Okay, this one you have seen on my TBR, but it is a graphic novel called Never Open It. It has a red, black, and white color scheme, and it is a trilogy about 3 Japanese folktales that follow kind of 3 taboos. So it's all about what are the rules, why are those rules created, what happens if you break the rules. I bought 2 graphic novels in that trip. The next one was Lore Olympus, which I have read, and I hate to spoil my wrap up, but I love this. If you like mythology in the slightest, read this. Read it. I am trying to stop myself from going to read the webcomic because this is a webcomic and there are 2 more books, but the webcomic is already complete. So I get the whole story, but I'm trying to hold out because the formatting I think would be better in a book. I seriously loved it though. I have gone back and read pieces of this book several times, even though I just read it last month. I've already gone back to it a few times. This panel right here is one of the ones that I live for. It does come with trigger warnings. There are some very, very intense scenes, a lot of stuff that you usually get into with mythology. So please look into that first because it's a graphic novel. It's right there. Okay, I also bought for myself the Queen's Assassin. I know that I read the synopsis for this, but I don't really remember much. But I know it has some of my favorite words, favorite tropes: assassins, royals, and forbidden love. So we'll see about this one. It may be a minute before I pick this up. I don't think it's a high priority for me right now. The next one is We Hunt the Flame. There is a girl that has dressed up like a boy and become the hunter, the assassin for her people, and obviously she does not want to be discovered, and she goes on the look for a magical artifact that could save her community. Someone is sent after her because another group is looking for that same artifact. I'm assuming there will be love. This is Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin. This is the first 4 books. I have heard so much about this author, and I haven't ever picked it up, and that almost feels like a crime. You know what I mean? Like, how have I not read this? I'm going into this with very little information about the actual plots. It's more of just a goal of really reading some of those heavy hitter fantasy books, and this has been on a lot of those lists. I did also pick up The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstein. I picked this up because of the author who wrote also The Night Circus. I loved The Night Circus. It is a really great atmospheric read. It has a little bit of love in there. I'd never really read a book like that, and I would not have thought before that a book based mostly on atmosphere and feeling and environment would be one that I enjoyed. But it really became one of my favorite books. These last 2 books my boyfriend actually picked out, but they're going on our shelves and I'm excited for them. First one is Winter's Orbits. This one was going around BookTube a little bit ago. It does have one of those setbacks that I'm not a huge fan of. It also has a sticker we need to take off there, but this is one I heard a lot about, and I do love a good space story. So I feel like it will be a good read for both of us. I know it comes from kind of an arranged marriage, a marriage of convenience that I'm assuming kind of blossoms into something a little bit more romantic. Okay, this last one, I don't know anything about. Like, see, I don't even know that I'll be able to tell you anything. It is Chasm Cities by Alastair Reynolds. It really cover is on point. I think this is actually like the 3rd or 4th book in a series. This specific one has to do with a plague that can infect people, animals, and even computers. So this world has kind of been destroyed. Anybody that's living there is seemingly living in suffering, but there is a detective who has to go there to search for a killer. So yeah, I don't know if I'll read this one. I don't know if you have to read other books first, but it is on our shelves now. What's the last book you bought, and do you have any recommendations for me based on what you saw on this list? Because I will happily keep buying books. I will see you all later. Bye, friends.